And fortunately, the national interest of our country and brave and courageous Israel are consistent with each other. As I view it, it's for our national interest to help maintain Israel as a free and independent country in the area in which, in any part of the world, but particularly in the area of the world in which it is presently located. It's the only friendly country in the Middle East and in the Far East that we can depend upon in time of emergency. So I wanting to be brief, I recognize the exigencies of the situation. Might I say to you, Madam Prime Minister, we are all honored in being in your presence tonight. A lady, humble as she is, but you can pause and reflect in yourself the many serious problems she had to decide upon in meetings with her ministry and with meetings with the other leaders of her country. The period of time that she served as Prime Minister. She's still serving her country in a very important capacity. And by the sale of bonds, you're enabling Israel to maintain a proper national defense and also to resist the economic war that's being waged all the time against that brave little nation. And I hope, Madam Prime Minister, that you convey back to the people of your country, the government officials and the people, when you go back to your brave country and your courageous people, the message that the American people are overwhelmingly in favor of Israel maintaining its integrity and being a free and independent nation among the nations of the world.
Thank God for people like Speaker McCormick. Thank you. Wonderful. Great friend of Israel. I told you I would be back. And one thing I did not point out to you during that period when I asked you not to look at the financial pages, the stock market went down, Israel bonds stayed the same, CFI stayed the same, Israel stayed the same, GOLDA stayed the same, and we're going to keep it that way. Why doesn't the staff start picking up some of these envelopes that people were writing, putting there? In the meantime, we are preparing scrolls for all people that are investing in Israel tonight, which will be given to GOLDA on the plane as we wing away. We have the Trustees Club at $10,000. We have the Prime Minister's Club at $25,000 and over. And there are many people in that group that want to make an announcement tonight. William Krupp, there's a microphone there. Can you walk over there and why don't you start? Bill, that's fantastic because with tonight's pledges, it brings us close to $3 million for tonight already. And with great pleasure, before we hear from anyone, I want to present, without any introduction, Mr. Harry Levine.
My dear friends, I had a 30-page speech all written out, but then I was told that GOLDA has to make a 10:15 departure, so I cut it down to 3 pages. I welcome this opportunity to pay my respects, show my love and affection for GOLDA MEIR, a woman whom I've had the privilege and pleasure of knowing for many, many years. I have only one regret tonight. I only wish that Dewey and Ann Stone were with us, because together we labored in the vineyard, and Golda knows what a great personality Dewey was. He said to send his love and affection, and he sends his very best wishes to all of you here. At this time, we have with us truly the woman of the century, although the chairman here changed the title, but I'll still stick to that for the moment, because if I change my speech anymore, I'll have nothing left. Golda really belongs not only to our people, but to all people, Jews, Christians, Muslims. She has devoted her life unstintingly for the preservation of our great heritage. Now, in order to continue our efforts for a better world, we need peace. Peace so that the direction of our global concepts can continue. In addition to the many attributes, there are two which Our Lady of the Century gets very high marks. These are pragmatism and ideology. She is, in my view, a practical idealist. I feel that we want to show Golda that we appreciate her visit to Boston. It would make her happy, I am sure, if we showed in a practical manner that what we do here tonight in our response to the problems facing our people in Israel, for the first time, my friends, I can see at the end of the tunnel peace. I can feel it. I can almost touch it. And I've been there more than 65 times in the past history of my life. Our major problem is economics. 5 wars, boycotts, other obstacles, 40% of the gross national product used for the security of our country, for their country. And this is the cause, you might as well know, is the reason for the economic position today. Now I say to you, my dear friends, if ever it was necessary to join our people in Israel, this is the time. We ask only that you join the Partnership for Peace. The Partnership for Peace. Your investment is guaranteed. Israel has never defaulted. You get interest on your bonds the same as you do on any other bond, but you get an extra dividend. You get an extra dividend when you get up in the morning and you look at yourself in the mirror. You can stand up straight after you make a little extra effort and say, Ivri Anochi, I am a Jew, and you can be proud of it by participating in this extra partnership for peace. You will help our people to settle down. They need time. They got to get over this horrible experiences of 28 years. They want to settle down and bring ideas to make this world a better place for our children and grandchildren. And it will make Golda MEIR, the women of the century, feel that with her we have joined the great adventure in the partnership of peace. Chazak, chazak. Shalom, chaverim, shalom. Lehitraot, shalom.
Ladies and gentlemen, I had the privilege and honor of meeting Golda in the late 40s when she came here desperately looking for funds for the problems that Israel was to face. And she did a magnificent job. And tonight she's here again for that reason, for the economic problems. So I am asking everyone here, regardless what they've done, to please stand up and do more. Thank you. Come on. Get on, Stan.
George, we will announce the total sum before Mrs. Meyer leaves, and please, no one leave for security reasons before she does. Celia Weiner. Beautiful. You noticed her husband escorting. Are you jealous? Okay. $125,000 from the Weiners. Dr. Sagansky. Dr. Sagansky.
Gina's wife, 25 apiece to 50.
$50,000 from Dr. Sagansky. Thank you. Irving Usen. Mr. Usen.
I'm pledging a $100,000, and I am also my wife, and I'm spending some of her money. She's also wants to be a prime minister of $25,000, which makes a total of $125,000.
Thank you, Irving. All right, I too have been thinking, and I will double my investment in Israel for this year from $25,000 to $50,000. So come on, let's go, let's go. This woman has to make a plane, and Israel needs our money. Our money. Milton Borenstein. Thank you, Milton. $25,000.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me just tell you something. Prior to this meeting upstairs, there were several members of the CJP community that met with Mrs. MEIR. And at that meeting, knowing the importance of the problem, our federation gave to Mrs. MEIR a check for $2 million to show them what Boston means and how sincere they are of the problem. Let's do it here.
Okay, the free money is $2 million. Let's match it with investment money. Let's hear it. We just have one here for $100,000, and it's anonymous. They don't want to be named. We're very happy to take as many anonymous pledges as long as you fill out a pledge card.
Stand up and we'll call it anonymous.
Right. Dave Castey purchased $25,000. An additional $25,000 makes it $50,000 from Dave Castey. Was it alone or with Norman Dunn?
There's so many people on the floor that said they would stand up and say it. I worked this floor pretty good tonight. Now let's stand up and do it. Sonny, where are you? You sell them oil. Just talk to me. Wonderful. Thank you. Where is he? Oh. Where's Paul Slater?
Paul's on the dais.
Paul, where's he? Up there?
It's right here. It's right here on the dais.
That's Deus by you. Wonderful. Who else? Come up here. You're a partner. No, I'm talking to him. Okay. Right over. Who's this fellow? Yes, Alan. Thank you. You're wonderful.
Yes. Right over there, Tom.
Who do I see? Al. I see Al Herman. Okay, Harry Bass. Harry, you're wonderful. You and I will be neighbors again. Harry Bass, $10,000. Mr. and Mrs. Harry Bass. Excuse me, May. Wonderful. And your name?
What is your name, sir?
Joe, thank you very much. Great. Come on, let's move it. Let's move it. We don't have time. Who, Joe Lindsay is not present, and for tonight he asked us to announce $50,000 to start. We're not finished with him. George Lewis couldn't be here tonight. He asked us to announce $50,000 for tonight. We're not finished with him yet. Harry, you didn't want to announce? Fine. Harry Levine says he is buying at least $25,000 and he paid for it. Who else? Additional. Well, that's good. I talked to him. I'm great. At least I scored. Morris Cohen, who made a tremendous commitment of $75,000, is now adding another $10,000 tonight. Come on, move it. Additional. The Feldberg family, an additional $10,000 over the 25 plus, and we'll get more, I'm sure, Sonny. Oh, we got some Brockton people. Great. Ed J. and family, $10,000. Wonderful. Welcome to Boston Community. Anonymous, 25. Another one of those friends of ours, Anonymous, 25. Come on. Move it. Well, Shep Cussell says 25,000. I'm not through with him. Call on Sam Pinsley. Where's Sam Pinsley? I haven't even heard him open his mouth tonight. Sam, where are you? You're over there somewhere.
There he is.
Where? Way over there, Dorton. How much? 25 or 50? 50. Okay, Sam. I thought I heard you right. Is he here? Why don't he get up and sell it? Bill and Mr. and Mrs. Snyder, $10,000. Why don't you get up yourself? An additional $10,000. I'm sorry. I blew it. Not here. Who's not here? Oh, Joe Corso is not here, but Joe Lindsay talked to him on the phone and got $50,000 for tonight. Come on, let's move it. George, well, why don't they stand up? They're here.
Right over there.
George Krupp, stand up for God's sakes. Where are you? Well, stand up. Come on, will you? How much? Another 10. That's a young fellow, 30 years old.
Just married.
Just married. 30 years old, new wife. You got to... Checks. Oh, we got checks too here tonight. That's what we want. I got 2 and 10. You want me to name? No, we'll leave the names out. The money we would expect. We expect the money, Mrs. Mayor. Come on. Sherman, I'll be with you in a second, Meyer. Meyer, I'll be with you in a second. Where's Sherman Starr? I got him a chair over there. I know you are the new boy on the block. Oh, great. Wonderful, Sherman. Now, Meyer Sachs. He's what? Wonderful. I'm not through with him either. Joe Schwartz and his family, 25. I'm not through with him, so help me God. Let me have some more, will you? Because we're going to move it. Well, that's good. The kid that I knew when he was this big, he's now great. Dr. Henry Foster brought in his check tonight and is committing himself to $25,000. Hank, thank you. Who? Where's Gabe Baker? He's here. Oh, wait, I saw him over there. Gabe Baker, where are you? Come on. Okay, Gabe doesn't want to stand up. $30,000 tonight. Let's move it. No, Ollie's not here. I talked to him this morning on the telephone. Ollie says he'll start, Ollie Cohen, with $25,000. We'll get more from there. Where's Morris Bolofsky? Oh, over here on the dais. I'm sorry, Morris. Great, Morris. 25, he's adding another 5 tonight. Isn't that beautiful? From Lowell. From Lowell. Chairman of Lowell. We're bringing him in out of the woodwork. Call him. Where's Mo Ellis? I saw Mo with a... Where's Mo? Down there. Mo, come on, stand up. You've always been pretty good. Most beautiful man you meet. He's loaning, he's not giving. Okay, he's loaning, he's not giving. Go ahead, what do we got here? Where? I'm sorry. Okay, great. The great ladies. Moish. Okay, Moishe Yitzchak. Thank you, Morris. Thank you, Morris. Where is she? Matilda Goldberg, where are you, dear? Stand up. Matilda, where? I don't see her.
There she is, right there.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you. What happened is, everything blended. I'm sorry. You're going to commit $25,000 to Prime Minister. Wonderful. That's really magnificent. Thank you, Mrs. Goldberg. Who, Doug? Oh, you're going to get... George Krupp got the big show. Now where's his kid brother, Doug? Douglas, where are you? Stand up. This already is 26 years old. Isn't that wonderful? These are the kids. What did I tell you? The kids are what we're going to have. A whole new crowd. Now, what else? We're not going to stand here much longer because the time is running out, and we're going to run this show. Oh, well, Dave never worried about it. Dave Knopping, come on, stand up and talk for yourself. Sophie, talk for Dave. Wonderful, David. $10,000 from Dave and Sophie Knopping. Where's Jerry? Sundell, you always like to talk. Get up. Stay where you are, though. Go ahead.
In honor of the Prime Minister of the Jewish people of the world, the Sundell family continues as Prime Minister for 25,000.
Wonderful, wonderful, Jerry. Oh, Jimmy Cantor. Where's Jimmy Cantor from Lowell? Jimmy, over there. Go ahead, Jimmy, get a mic. By the way, Lowell has done a job. Thank you very much, Jimmy. From $10,000 to $15,000. Yes. Wonderful. Great job. Great. Come to Boston and do the job on our banks. Where's Leo Allen? He's here. I saw Leo. He's right over there. Come on, Leo. Wonderful. An additional $10,000 for Mr. and Mrs. Leo Allen. Who else we got? Wait a minute. Who said that? Where? You know, I'm Lynn. Thank you. $100,000. Tobin. The Tobin's family up to $100,000 tonight. Wonderful. Thank you. I'll buy another quart of oil. Nat Buckman, where are you, Nat? I saw you over there. So where the hell? Where was Nat? Come on, we've only got a few more minutes. There's Nat, way over there. $10,000. Thank you very much, Nat. Go ahead. Stan, I'm tired.
This is a big bundle of investment in Israel that we have not counted yet. Now, come on, let's bring it up. We're still counting. The computers are in back. We have a time limit. There are thousands of dollars here. We want to get much over $3 million. Now, is there anyone else that would like to say something? And please, bring the envelopes up. Yes. Yes. To my right. Okay, I see a red flag. I get scared. Stop. Wonderful. Thank you, Mike. I heard from that side of the room. What about this side of the room? The mics are working. Yes. Where? The back row. Yes, sir. Where? Whoever sat down, stand up again. Okay. Yes. Oh. Yes. Oh, Larry Suttenberg, sure.
I thought I heard somebody say something about Maimonides.
Yes.
I wouldn't remain seated without saying something about Solomon Schechter's school. So Ann and I will pledge $10,000.
Thank you, Larry. Wonderful. Okay. Mrs. Maxstar should get up and say something. That's an additional. What?
Additional 10.
That's an additional 10. Thank you. Thank you very much. And that was beautiful.
J.B. Grossman.
J.B. Grossman.
Big Joe.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, what else? Please bring the envelopes up so we can give Mrs. Meir the total of what we did here this evening. On my right. Yes. Wonderful. An additional $10,000. Would you please repeat your name again? I'm not wearing my glasses. Gann, Ray Gann. Thank you. Thank you. Anything? Okay. We better go.
Listen, let me say something to you. I think what we got to do, if somebody wants to stand up right now, I think we ought to move it. I know everyone in this room knows what their responsibility is, what their heart is, and what they should do. And if you can do it right now, in the next 3 minutes, do it. If not, we'll take it with paper. Now, who else? Go ahead, AI. Wonderful. AI Learner increasing his pledge to $30,000. Great. I know what it means. Anyone else? Anyone else? All right, let's move the program. Let's move the program.
The women's liberation movement is not a new phenomenon in Zionist circles. I've just been reading a book called The Plow Woman, which talks about the experience of women as pioneers in the early days of Jewish settlement in Palestine. And women in America, indispensably, were also part of that effort. One of the reasons I've always felt something particularly special about Mrs. MEIR is that my mother was, for 40 years before her death, a member of Pioneer Women, of which GOLDA was General Secretary a very, very long time ago. And my father, who was a rather right-wing Zionist, in the Irgun type, whenever he would get angry at something that he called the official Zionists, he would always say to my mother, "You and your Ben-Gurion and your GOLDA." So it was a very personal thing. In any case, the women of America and the women of the Jewish community of Boston have always been active, and particularly in Israel Bonds. I now call upon the chairman of the Greater Boston Women's Committee to present to Mrs. MEIR the sponsor scroll with the names of women in our community who have made purchases of $1,500 or more in support of Israel Bonds. Elizabeth Penn Barden.
It is my high honor to present this scroll to you, Mrs. MEIR, which states, "In honor of Her Excellency Golda Meir, we, the undersigned, rejoice in the opportunity to express affection for our beloved leader and solidarity with the gallant nation she represents by enrolling as 1976 sponsors of State of Israel bonds.
And let me now present to you someone whom you also know very well. He's been at your door and he's been on your phone. It's a pleasure to introduce the Greater Boston President of the Ambassador Society of Trustees of State of Israel Bonds, Bertram C. Tackett.
Mr. Chairman, the several chairmen, ladies and gentlemen, Golda, in tribute to our woman of the century, Golda Meir, we, the members of the Ambassadors Society of Trustees, State of Israel Bonds, extend our warmest greetings to our woman of the century on the occasion of her historic visit to Boston. And we do declare to her our continuing participation with the people of Israel through renewed participation in the 1976 Israel Bond Drive. Thank you.
There is almost no decent cause with which the next speaker is not associated. Civic affairs in this area and Jewish affairs throughout the world. It is a pleasure to present to you, in his capacity as president of the Prime Minister's Club, really the dean of Greater Boston Jewish Community Leaders, Mr. Irving Usen.
I know you're in a hurry, and so I'm going to make it very short. This is a big, another scroll for you to hang up in your wall.
Have to build another house.
You build another house. And this is something for all the nice people in Boston with 25,000 and 1,000, 5,000, 10,000, a lot of people here. There are we didn't have time to put some more names on there. I think we should put John McCormick. I'll sign up for him.
Thank you very much.